actually our starting view is the following. Actually, starting from the web, our vision is that after, let's say, there is the key way of using the fixed internet, if you want, till 2 years ago, was mainly via the search engine. So actually that was the primary way of experiencing most of the web. So millions of websites, and actually you were sort of surfing through that at the end of the day using Google. That actually changed over the last maybe 2 years or so, where actually there have been the emergence of actually links among real people that are the social network. And actually, I think that this is something which is not hype. Actually, something is a fundamental change. It's actually a new fundamental, or probably the new fundamental way of experiencing the web. Actually, where actually you don't surf through a lot of different, or a million of different websites, but actually you have few websites, few social networks, and you actually, the software, the machine, if you want, brings together what you really care about, which is actually is your friend. So there has been a move from a web 1.0 to a web 2.0, which in my view the 2.0 is mainly described by the social network more than anything else, more than user-generated content or other definition of what could be 2.0. Actually, I think that the key sort of change of pace is actually moving from search into social network. Or if you want, from Google into Facebook or the competitors of Facebook. This hasn't happened yet on mobile. Let's say the usage of the social network on mobile is still very, very limited, and there's nothing which is actually mobile specific. The only usage which is sort of have some traction is actually, in fact, shrinking down Facebook to something smaller, which is actually, I mean, it's an interesting proposition. I find actually Facebook on web even better than Facebook on web, because actually it takes some of the sort of less interesting stuff out. Nevertheless, it's not fault for the mobile, and there's nothing which is fault for the mobile. We think that that is going to change. Actually, my vision is that actually I do think that the social network is going to be very important for mobile, and actually, relatively speaking, more important for mobile than for the fixed internet. And the reason for that is what I mentioned beforehand, actually. I think that the crucial thing of the social network is not the application, it's not Facebook as a platform for developing applications. That is interesting, but it's less interesting than staying in touch with my friends. And for staying in touch with my friends, so actually sharing the interesting things that are happening to me and actually being updated on the interesting things that are happening to my real friends, actually the mobile is better. Because actually to most of the people, the most interesting part of their life is not in front of the PC. It's actually away from the PC, and normally they have a phone with them. By the way, normally it's a phone which is with a camera, so it's equipped and make it easy to share also graphically in a multimedia way the interesting things that are happening. So I actually think that for this reason, if let's say the social network is about sharing the important things that are happening to you, that is going to happen more on the mobile than on the web. Again, I think that at some point in time, this distinction will go away. So actually, talking of, let's say, the web, let's say, for the laptop, if you want, or for the computer, and the lab for the phone is going to be something less relevant. But actually, this is not now. Actually, this is something that will be the case when actually powerful and sort of different phones. Phones, if you want, like the iPhone was an eye-opener, but I think it's not fully there yet. For example, it doesn't have a keyboard. He has a poor camera, or he is proprietary. So actually, I think that, let's say, the convergent phone is not there yet. Clearly, the iPhone is an eye-opener, but it's not still that one. But even before, after that, if you want, we need to have, let's say, 30% market share, which is actually, I mean, quite a far achievement. So let's say, I think that convergence is something that is going to happen, maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, but it's not here now. Actually, I think that there is room for something which is designed for the mobile phone. And actually, this is what we are aiming at. Actually, We have a service that we have been developing over the last 6 months, actually a bit more than 6 months. It was an important investment for the company, and actually a global investment in terms of resource allocated. Actually, it has been done as a team effort at the global level, starting from Spain. In fact, Eduardo, Luis, and their team the development here is near. On top of that, we have, let's say, the product people are between Milan and Graz in Austria. But actually, part of Buongiorno is SMSAT, which is the leading social network company in Austria. And actually, we are recently adding development effort in Silicon Valley as well, in Los Gatos. We have approximately 50 people in there, and some of them are devoted to basically to bringing this into let's say, the emerging platform, like clearly iPhone, Android, and this type of thing. So approximately 30 people that are working on this, have been working on this since late last year. The product right now is is in closed beta, so actually we have invites. I think you received, of course you're all invited. Actually I'm gonna show, if you want sort of a challenge in the demo effect, or let's say, I'm going to show some of it afterwards, but frankly it's not particularly relevant for us. Actually, the service is live, it's not a demo. It requires an invitation code because we want to, let's say, to keep it closed to people who can provide us a actionable feedback. For example, the web user interface is provisional. I mean, we're going to improve it and change it. We welcome your feedback on usage, and actually, more than showing you the application itself, I would prefer, let's say, you to use it and in fact to give us feedback. I mean, what are the crucial components of that? Again, the crucial component is that it is mobile-centric. And our interpretation of mobile-centric is, in fact, in a way, exactly designing the bottom of the elevator in a particular way to, let's say, make some things, if you want, I mean, to, let's say, to enable usage in certain direction. And actually, the direction that we want to enable is basically are twofold. On one hand, the platform to be real-time. So basically, the platform to be real-time and centered on your real friends. So we designed the buttons, sorry, and we are going to, let's say, in fact, refine the buttons of the elevator over time in order to aim at a situation where actually the match between your, say, real life social network, so your real friends, and the friends that you have on Blinko is very close. There's a close match. So basically, ideally, we want David to feel fine and say, look, I mean, you are not my real friend, so it doesn't make sense for me to, say, accept you on Blinko. Because this is a place for your real friends, where you have close relationship. So this is one thing. The other thing is actually we want to have, let's say, real-time communication. So actually we think that on the mobile phone, that's what you do. You want to communicate with your friends, stay in touch with them, and do it in the real time. So actually, the user interface is centered on your friends, is centered on whether they are online or not online, is centered on status update, if you want a la Twitter, so basically on what they are doing right now. Is centered on multimedia, so basically there are easy and very natural way of sharing the picture or the video that you can take. So all this, let's say again, very mobile-centric and friend-centric. On top of that, I think that the key feature is the fact that, and coming back to the comment that I made on business model, is that we envision a situation where actually, as long as, let's say, side by side with your friends, you can follow in a similar way your favorite bands, your favorite music, your favorite artists, and you can do that also having, I mean, downloadable within your mobile phone, which again is also a media player, the content itself. So in a way, I can